Hey there, welcome everybody to the Daily Space Weather. We'll be talking about the Earth-facing coronal mass ejection that just kicked off, feelings of dread, scary spooky music, COVIDs, and other interesting topics. Lots to cover. Starting with the Sun, which has emitted some protons. And this happened, I believe, yesterday afternoon. We'll show you all about it. It's an Earth-facing coronal mass ejection. And you can see some activity there in the southern hemisphere. And just bear with me one moment. By the way, I'm your host, Dan, aka smAsho Mash. Next, we're going to look at the view from stereo A, and I've brought up the difference image also here. And this is because it will allow you to see the perspective from stereo A. You can see on the right we have that difference image. And I'll synchronize those here in a minute. That's a little closer. Pretty good images there from stereo A, and again, part of that coronal mass ejection does appear to be Earth-facing, and we'll show you more on that here with the LASCO C2. So the likelihood that all that ejecta will miss the Earth, as we see some coming out mostly to the east, but also a bit to the west. It's one of those things that make you go, but not things that make you go, ew. Here's a view from the LASCO C3. It's a zoomed out view of the same thing. Basically, with the planet Mercury there coming out from behind the aperture arm. And again, you can see a little bit of ejecta on this side. So since the Earth is orbitally going in this direction, chances are most of that will miss, but there probably is a component that will strike the magnetosphere. We saw some pretty high-speed stuff going on yesterday also. Watch yesterday's Daily Space Weather video if you want to see about that. Here's what's going on in the fields. And you can see there is significant activity down here in this non-sunspot region. So once again, the sun proving there's no necessity for sunspots or solar flares for coronal mass ejections to happen. So there's the 304 angstroms current image. Let's make sure it is the newest. There's the newest. Here's a one-day video from HelioViewer. And we've included the Earth scale and the 304 angstroms. And there are two rather distinct separate ejections that occur here, it looks like. But there's probably a connection. And it's very difficult to try to guess the way these things are shaped as they propagate, because they tend to be like dynamic bubbles as they release from the corona. There's that active region in the south in 304. And we'll show you that in another view by the end. Lots of interesting non-dreadful things to talk about, and some dreadful things to talk about. Whew. It's a thing that makes you go, By the way, I hear things that make me go, right now. I hear people ripping around on motorcycles, which is becoming increasingly sketchy in the U.S. If you're in a different country, you may not know about the problem of people riding dirt bikes around in the street like maniacs. Also four-wheelers, three-wheelers. Totally unlicensed RVs, recreational vehicles just flying around on streets. There's a police task force in the city of Allentown which is not where I'm located, but that is sort of nearby. Yeah, I know a guy whose son is on the police task force. The 10.7 centimeter radio flux is, I don't know. I think it's still 71, folks. Just bear with me while I press refresh. As we are streaming live, and these are the dangers of the live stream. And the radio flux, here I'll return. And there you can see that area of the sun that we were looking at. There was some limb darkening associated with that. So yes, radio flux is still at 71 solar flux units. And there you see the about a 10-year graph of the radio flux. For new viewers out there, it is a sunspot number proxy, as the sun emits a 10.7 centimeter radio signal. That coincides with sunspot number. KP index at 1 for the past 24 hours. And we saw some more B-class flares associated with that coronal mass ejection, I believe. No significant changes in the proton flux. And here's a real-time solar wind. Solar wind speed still quite low, 323 kilometers a second. Solar wind density around a little under 8 protons per cubic centimeter. And solar wind phi angle, the phi angle of those incoming protons is 213 degrees. And I believe there are some coronal holes as well, so a bit of activity there. Let's take a look at the magnetosphere. Here's 4 hours of data on that. Nothing too exciting happening there in the solar wind. I'll advance that to where we were before it refreshed on its own. Thank you for the phantom refresh, by the way. It's the phantom refresh. By the way, I have the phantom missing shift cable and housing downstairs. It's quite interesting. We're living in some sort of a warp zone. Ah, yes. Perfect. Here's the ghost magnetometer data. It's looking a little bit smoother here, actually. I know it's a little jagged. Let's bring up the newest Gong 2 data. This is good. It's only an hour and 36 minutes old. Not bad. And we see some South Pole current sheet polarity coming through here. Here's the last frame. And we could snap into the South Pole current sheet at any moment, which would make this look much more spiky. Here is the line of sight field plot, which shows you the B field in blue, poloidal fields in green and red. And again, keep in mind that magnetic environment can suddenly change. Part of the reason why we have the channel. Another reason why we have the channel is to do the Smash Lights segment, where we talk about whatever we want, no matter how much of a feeling of dread it causes. We just talk about it anyway. We even have mood music to go along with it. Don't worry, we'll be as freaked out as you are. Have you visited our affiliate? Now, I like being frightened, but what's not frightening are the deals you can get on Amazon. Would you like to buy a UV wand like this one? Well, head to smashamash.com/affiliate and you can get yours. There's also a bunch of other interesting products there, so go have yourself a look. Help to support the channel via our affiliate link, smashamash.com/affiliate. A bunch of personal protective gear in there. I know everybody's super interested in that. Keep in mind, I owned all this stuff long before the pandemic. Like a decade before the pandemic. We are streaming live to Twitch. Thanks to our Twitch viewers. Holla. Leave us a comment. We could actually put it on the screen. If you are viewing live, we have a chat window available to see your comments. Also, please take a moment to press like and subscribe on Facebook. Yes. I mean on YouTube. And oh my god, it wants me to sign in. Oh my god, that looked like a complete hacked ad screen. By the way, when you head to smAshomash.com/affiliate, please make sure you turn off your ad shields, as you may not be able to see our links, which are indeed ads to the products that we're endorsing, and sometimes even educating on. We'll just wait while you press like and subscribe on YouTube. The video is not going on until you press like and subscribe on YouTube. Don't make me blind you with science. Alright. Also, thanks to our BitChute subscribers. Thanks especially to our patrons, the true source of funding for the content. Credit crawl coming. We're going to start a subject on on Patreon. For patrons only. About how they would like to be listed. We're also on Subscribestar. Visit the other links below the video to support the channel. As one of our number one concern is to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics. Yes, it's kind of important. And much of physics is getting rewritten, especially things like cosmology. It's why we keep covering it. Look for a video coming soon with Eugene Bagashov. If you'd like some merch, we've got 2 stores on Handspring. We've got 2 stores on Teespring. Don't do a Handspring over our Teespring stores. So we've got the smAsho store and the Smash store. They're both linked at smashomash.org, or if you prefer, smashomash.com. Here's one of the stores. It's got the Smash Team shirt. Perhaps try this one in red. There you go. How about it, Smash Team? Also, please visit smashomash.com/forum and check out all of the topics going on there. It's exciting stuff. We've got a cosmology forum, Earth and Geophysics, COVIDiots in the general science, Solar Events Logger. You could put today's daily space weather video in that subject. Coffee. How about autophagy? Yeah, you want to learn about autophagy? There's even a thread that features Fabian Cancellara, who recently broke his foot. Feel better, Fabian. If you want to put up your favorite cyclist. Fabian's one of ours. One of mine, I should say. Here he is wearing the Swiss National Champion gear. One of the best time trial riders ever, as well as a one-day racer. Fabian Cancellara. Let's talk about dread. Horrifying feelings of horrifying dread. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Stronger together. Did you ever just feel a chill up your spine? And go, This morning, I woke up with a feeling of dread. And the feeling of dread had to do with the undead government and the corrupt officials that, yeesh. There's a great Zero Hedge article here about every presidential candidate's running mate since World War II. I know you wanted to know about that, right? I'm just going to let it scroll. I'm not going to read anybody's names because oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, eh, ooh, gee, gah. Anyway, I remember some of these people. Oh, look, it's Joe Lieberman. And look, Al Gore, a channel favorite. Yay. Yay. I mean, good. Oh my God. Holy cripes, Walter Mondale. Oh, geez, oh whiz. I've read people's names. Oh my. Now you've named names. You've named names. How did the blue and red get switched, folks? How did the blue and red get switched? Trivia question. How did it happen, folks? It's CBS. CBS just switched the blue and the red because reasons. Oh my God. Why were so many of them open? Oh noes. Holy cripes, there were so many of them open. Oh, please. DNC week, what to expect? Oh, it's chilling. It's... oh my God. This morning I woke up early with a feeling of dread. Joe Biden is extremely unlikable and seems mentally unsound. But Kamala Harris, this woman is the definition of corruption. The executive branch, with these officials at the helm, is truly a frightening prospect. Is an article that seems to agree, eh? Yeah, it's, good God. I mean, if you thought that was scary, that is, but I mean, cha! Sorry about that. Let's see if we can... oh, that wasn't so bad. Huh, thanks to my trusty UV wand. Hey, thanks again, Rob. I survived the global pandemic. So far. You want a souvenir? Well, this shirt is gold, baby. Gold. It's gold. Like, you can also get it in purple, but this one here is straight up gold. Gold. By the way, if you want free ringtones, become a patron. We'll hook you up. I'll let you use my ringtones. Follow us on Facebook. If you find yourself with a breaking news story or an image and you'd like us to cover it, perhaps do an exclusive interview, give us a call at the smAsho VoIP line, or send a text, or even an image. It's country code 1, area code 610-936-9799. We're a growing organization, as we've been around only for a couple of years. Visit the links at smashomash.org or smashomash.com. They're sister sites in the current state of affairs. And you can link to the Smash store, the smAsho store, or the affiliate, all from the home page, as well as to the smAsho forum. Give us your movie recommendations. Or perhaps go purchase a shirt, such as the 3C405 shirt. You wanted it, I even made it in pink. Or if you feel like going hunting in it, there's your Blaze Orange 3C405 shirt, complete with a target on your chest. Just kidding, folks. It's just Radio Galaxy 3C405, otherwise known as Cygnus A. We've added new things in the links, and we're not going to tell you why, but the baking soda and kosher salt are going to be involved in a recipe, as well as the almond flour. Oh yes, the almond flour. Now, I've been checking out this site here, Parential. You may want to check it out yourself. Let's vet this site, Parential. I haven't read a lot of articles yet. I did feature one yesterday. It could be useful. What say you? Follow me on Twitter if you haven't. We've got over 1,500 tweets. Most of those are from Smash staff. However, many of them are from me as I've been getting involved. There's exclusive content there. Also on Instagram, exclusive content there, such as recommendations to go watch Kit Boga, one of the best channels on YouTube, the ultimate scam baiter. He called this guy a couple of days ago here the angriest scammer he's ever called, and for him, that's saying something. I've never heard anything like it. Why did you redeem it? Why did you redeem it? Why did you redeem it? It's absolutely fantastic. And I would remind you to please Mansa, make America not suck again. It's up to each and every one of you to do so. Consider yourself personally responsible for making America not suck. Or, if you're an international viewer, you could probably help us make America not suck, but perhaps make Earth not suck again and Mensa it. Mensa this place. And here ends another Smash Lights. Let's get on to more stuff. Like the Electron Flux, which is in a more normal range here. Here's the 1-year chart. Here's the 3-day chart. It's looking fairly normal. Nothing to write home about. Here's the model. And we're expecting slightly lower levels. I would concur with that forecast. Here is the total air column electron content. It'll give you a visualization of where a GPS error is most likely to occur. And the closer to red those little blobs are, the more likely you are to have large errors. And I've seen errors that give me a 1,000 mile per hour average speed on a bicycle. If you want to experience GPS errors, make sure you turn off your Google Wi-Fi sensitivity, and that way it'll be only the GPS satellites communicating with your radios. Here's just the ionosphere. Here's 6 hours of data, and it's looking pretty normal. Ionospherically speaking, this isn't a super high-res thing, but there you go. There's the latest image at 7 o'clock Universal. We're coming at you a little early today. And trust me, there are good reasons. Here's where things are in the solar system, as Mercury is making its way around the backside. There's where things will be in a week. I think new moon's tomorrow. What say you? I forget. I always like to know what's going on above my head, and I made this video at oh, it is 3:04. Okay, cheers. Venus is just rising. If you've got a low horizon, go check that out. It's the third most bright object in the sky after only the sun and the moon. It's like negative 4.4 magnitude. Speaking of magnitudes, here's the earthquake scenario of the past 24. And I don't think we see anything over a 6. Although here's a deep quake. About 23 hours ago here at the Philippines. It's a 5.2 magnitude at nearly 600 kilometers depth. Let's scroll up the list. There's a nearly 100 kilometer deep quake in Central America at El Salvador. A deep quake in western South America. Some significant activity there on Hawaii at varying depths, mostly around 12 kilometers there. We see 2 in pretty short succession, 2 minutes apart at significant magnitude differences. There's a deep quake at the Fiji Islands. It's a 4.3 magnitude at 532 kilometers depth. Largest quake of the past 24 occurred in the Aleutian Islands. It's a 5.7 at Alaska, which happened at 5:48 just a couple of hours ago. UT. And there's the top of the list. How about volcanoes? What's erupting now includes Nishinoshima. Great thermal image there of Ravenador's pyroclastic flow. Something you don't want to be filming in person. Anyway, Nishinoshima is exploding, flight level 130. Cinnabung exploding as well. 15,000 foot ash plume there. Dacono exploding. Volcanic ash cloud to 7,000 feet. Sangay exploding. Flight level 200, 20,000 feet. Revenador, effusive explosive eruption. And a small pyroclastic flow. Hopefully nobody was in the way of that, as that makes for bad times. Sabankaya also exploding, 25,000 foot plume of ash there. Please do not attempt to fly your ultralight home-built aircraft made out of bike parts and nylon over the caldera. We got power outages in the U.S. still going on here. Let me hit refresh just to make sure. I think this auto refreshes, but there you go. Now Texas on the list, as there are some heavy storms going across Texas. We'll get to it in a minute. There's your weather.gov map. And I think there are some, no, I don't see any severe thunderstorm warnings. But there are some severe thunderstorms nonetheless. First, we're going to look at pressure. Here are the pressure zones on windy.com. And by the way, we talked about climate change on yesterday's daily space weather video. If you'd like to check that out, you can find it at youtube.com/smashomash, bitshoot.com/smashomash. We'll pause this GFS forecast at about 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 p.m. And it looks like the Brian Stelter anticyclone is getting a friend here, moving in to its west. Check it out. It's the Brian Stelter anticyclone. We named this for hack wannabe journalist Brian Stelter, because BS. And thanks for looking at weather on the Smash News Network. This is SNN. Saharan dust check. We got some dense dust kicking up once again. Check it out. By the way, this is how the Caribbean got so fertile. You've got that African dust to thank if you're in the Caribbean. Next, looking at jet streams. Here is the Western world's jet streams. And we've got another anticyclone here over northern South America as well. Those rotate counterclockwise in the southern hemisphere. Here are the jets of the east. And shout out to all of our international viewers. For you noobs out there, we've got viewers on a few continents. Next, we're looking at lightningmaps.org. It's where I go when I hear thunder. And Texas is hearing some thunder, although it's moving quickly. Hey, Houston, there's thunder rolling in. Livingston, Cleveland, the Woodlands. That's a heavy thunderstorm. And if you're in a spot like Dallas where you can look to the southeast, go out and have a look. If you're on a skyscraper, go out and have a look to the southeast. You may see sprites. It's still dark there. And that counts as space weather. Next, we're going to show you water vapor maps. Here's Europe and Africa. Here's me checking the stream, which is looking good today. We're stoked that we didn't see any major problems with it the other day. We did see some bandwidth issues, but it seemed to hold together okay. Here's the Far East and Oceania in terms of water vapor. Here's the Americas water vapor maps. I think my computer may have a hamster wheel inside of it. I've got to invest in some more hard drives. We'll share which ones when we pick one out at smashomash.com/affiliate. And here's that storm. It's quite strong, especially on the leading portion of it. And it looks like it's moving more of a due south. We'll show you the water vapor map in a minute. First, the cloud layer. And let's zoom in on that area, as that is a concentrated pressure gradient zone, to say the least. This one is for all of you meteorological pornographers. We've got some multiple altitudes at play here. You can see low-lying clouds underneath some portions of those powerful upper-level lows. Great images, despite it being too dark for the visible. Here's the full country cloud scenario. And there is a low pressure system there south of Bermuda. Here's a water vapor map, and let's zoom in on Texas first, as that will be the top priority. If you have a basement, you may want to be in it if that thing is going directly overhead. And remember, folks, it's the northwest corner that is the worst spot to be in a severe thunderstorm. So keep an eye on your local Doppler radar maps and know what's going on. It's part of the reason why we put it in the videos. And in the future, we do intend to do weather forecasting for anybody that requests it. It's all in the cards. Anyway, there's the full map. And I'd like to thank the Smash team for tuning in. Thanks for leaving comments, sharing on your social media, etc. You're crucial for the videos. Thanks for flying American Smashways. Don't forget to Mansa. Make America not suck again. If you'd like a shirt that says Mansa on it, head to smashomash.org. There are links to all of the different affiliation sites where you can purchase real goods. Keep your head and arms inside the Smash plane at all times, as we've got bonus features. We're going to show you the 193 angstroms view of the local yellow dwarf, as well as the intensitygram to, I believe, show you 0 sunspots. And last but not least, the magnetogram. There it is. It's colorized. I don't think any of these zones of magnetic complexity are indeed sunspots, although that one's looking close. Here's the latest intensitygram. And that is not yet a sunspot as far as I can tell. That looks like some kind of a weird plasma glitch there. That does not look like a normal active region. And we do see some oddities on the magnetogram. So anyway, here's the full screen view. Pretty sure no sunspots there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes they appear and vanish before they're named, folks. Here's the 193 angstroms view, I think. And again, thanks for tuning in. Remember, stare at the sun, don't drink, and if you do, don't drive. You get a great view of some coronal holes, as well as the moment that coronal mass ejection happened, which was right there. A great view of that. And we may make another video including that. If you want to log that in the solar events logger, that one counts. Anyway, we're out. May that solar wind be at your back and that covidiously absent from your location. You're starting to leave a bad taste in my mouth. You hear me?